Thanks, Genay, for sitting down and chatting. I think it's really important when we talk about our clients with Area Financial Group. How do we guide them through this journey? How do we help them navigate these times? We were all born and raised to kind of do the same thing, like a cookie cutter approach, but a lot of people don't know. Maybe it's too late for them. Maybe they don't have a solid plan in place. Is it too late to start? When do they start? Where do they save? What do they save, and where do they put it?
Yeah, I do. And I think it's important to think about, what do you want to have happen, right? So a lot of people look at money and they think it, or as they're thinking about money, they think about it as, how big can I make that number, rather than, what do I really want that to do for me? So when we're working with a client, we want them to tell us about what they really want to accomplish. So we begin with the end in mind, right? So we know what they want to achieve. Typically, that's an income, right? So you speak about what it used to be, the cookie cutter approach. Well, that's because there was a pension in many cases, or they accumulated,
It doesn't exist anymore.
right? Or they did a little bit of wealth, or they're minimal in terms of their existence. But that's where we come in. Our job has become much more in the front, if you will, of their financial picture by helping them think through, well, what is it that I want to do? What freedom do I want in my, retirement, if it's retirement that we're focused on, or whatever the goal is. But we have to know where we're going in order to get there. What's been your thoughts about that?
Exactly. It's a really great point. You ask somebody, what does retirement look like to you? What does that mean to you? Some people don't have an answer.
No, they don't.
Like you said, if you don't know where you're going, how are you going to get there? I've had clients say to me, well, I don't really have any plans to retire. I don't really want to retire. Sounds great, but what if you're forced to retire, right?
Yeah.
Something where that protection part comes into it, I think, too, is everyone thinks, oh, well, I love to work. If you do what you love every day, it doesn't feel like work. I mean, I certainly feel like that. I know you do. We love what we do. It doesn't feel like work, but what if something happened when we are unable to do it, right? I mean, what does that look like? And like you said, it's usually a number sometimes, but maybe it's a lifestyle. Maybe it's, I want to travel. I want to go on adventures. I want to pick up a hobby. I want to learn how to paint. Like one of my things is, I want to learn how to sail. It's one of my things I've been wanting to do. And I think it's really interesting. Like you said, nowadays we're helping clients figure out what that means to them.
Yeah, I think lifestyle is part of it, right? So when we're trying to help clients zero in on what they want, understanding how they spend their money today is important. What that lifestyle is going to look like. Are they still going to have contributions to the 401k, for example, when they retire? Well, no. Is their house going to be paid off? Probably, in a lot of cases. If it's not a big deal, but we have to know what we're actually shooting for in terms of income. Once we know that, that's that begin with the end in mind, right? So once we know that, then it's a lot easier for our work to zero in on how to get them there.
Exactly. If you think about somebody maybe who's married and maybe they have 2, 3, 4 kids. I mean, I don't have kids. I have little dogs, but I know how expensive my dogs are. You think about kids. I say, well, what if somebody's married and they've been putting 3 kids or 4 kids through college for however many years, and now that they're retired, maybe they don't have that expense. So maybe they need less money in retirement. That's a possibility, right?
It's possible. Or more.
Or more, whatever it is.
Yeah. Depends on what you want. And that's the key. It depends on what you want. And our job's to help get them there, no matter what it is, to help figure out what steps need to be taken in order to get there.
Yeah, and I think that people think sometimes, well, it's too late. I haven't done anything now. It's too late to start now, but it's never too late.
No, it's never too late.
It's never too late.
You're going to accomplish something if you start sooner rather than later, of course, but yeah.
And I know we like to think of it sometimes as that runway. Sometimes you have a shorter runway. Sometimes you have a longer runway to retirement, and that's going to depend on the strategy. But that's what I love about what we do at Area Financial, and that comes from you, how you and Tony started this company. Is you started it based on, we want to get to know people. We want to sit down and build this thing person by person, family by family.
Yeah.
Custom create, curate a holistic, comprehensive strategy for them we use the term cookie cutter a lot. Nothing against any other agency or any other company, but a lot of times they just sort of offer these cookie cutter approaches, and that's might work for some people. There's nothing wrong with that, and something's better than nothing, right? But I think that's what sets us apart. That you've instilled in all of us. And
thank you. I think it's important to really help a client, because we always say, well, begin with the end in mind. Well, they don't know what the end in mind is always, right? So I oftentimes ask people, what income would you like to have? And they don't really know.
Right.
And so it's our job to not be cookie cutter, but rather really hear them, really work through the things that they're saying. And between the lines, so to speak, they might be talking about, gosh, I'd like to travel, but that's not built into anything they're doing yet. Or I might like to have a second house. Okay, great. That's not built into anything you're doing yet. So how do we help you get those goals achieved?
Absolutely. And that's a huge part of why I love working with the agency and working with you and everyone that we work with and have the joy and the privilege to, and our clients, they become like friends and family. And I think that's
they do.
important. And that's what we do here at Area Financial Group. And I think it's important to remember, it's never too late to start.